If for some reason I lost my memory, Noemie, what is the first thing that you would tell me about us?
If you lost your memory, I'd be like, that thing was thinking. That thing
And I'm be
was
like,
thinking.
yeah, what?
Like, let me remind you real quick.
Throw that thing on me one good time. It's gonna all come back. I'm be like, that's so Raven. What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Sit Down Talk. My name is Kier.
And I'm Noémie.
And we welcome you. Give it up for you for being here today, boo. You clapped a little early. I ain't say give it up to him yet. Let me get through my spiel, please. Clap it up for you for being here today. Oh. Okay, I deserve that. If this is your first time here, welcome. You stumbled upon something beautiful. You're about to go through a journey of thoughts and okay, fine. Welcome.
We just some regular schmegula people.
We are, but we
that
not.
like to talk.
We do.
We really like to talk,
Yeah,
y'all.
we be rapping. If you are a group of people that we refer to, well, really, I refer to as the repeat offenders. Do you call the repeat offenders repeat offenders?
I just call the people the family.
You think that's a stupid name, repeat offenders, don't you?
I don't. I just don't choose to use that term. So we're doing things a little bit different. My husband here is sick and tired of the super emotional, relationship stuff, even though that's what our brand is all about.
Of course.
But we're just going to switch it up. Of course, it's still going to be
Gotta diversify,
helpful.
my sister.
It's still going to be helpful. It's still going to be a mental health and relationship focus. But we're just going to do something a little bit fun. So if you guys are on Instagram, you've probably seen these like viral videos of like couples asking each other questions. I think they're called the and questions. Mm-hmm. We'll plug in the information in the description box below. But I just took some of the questions that I saw in those viral videos because I really thought that they were not only interesting, but like it can really lend itself to like a deep conversation that I've never really seen anybody do online.
I'm going to pause you for a second. Let me fix your mic because you sound like you're far away. Talk.
Test.
Do it again.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm going to just turn your mic up a little bit. All right, go ahead. You good.
Yeah, but anyway, if you've been on Instagram, you've probably seen these viral videos from the Skin Deep, I think that's what they're called. And I think the and questions or something like that. But I'll drop all of the information in the description box below. They actually have a card set that you can buy with a lot of these questions. But I basically took the ones that I saw from the videos, from stuff on YouTube and stuff on their website, because I thought it was like just a really dope way to kind of start a conversation about relationships that wasn't cliche or like boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually, after you started reading the questions off, I went and bought the card set.
You did?
Yeah. It'd be
okay.
Here, yeah.
So whatever this ends up being, if you want a part 2, we'll have the card set by then. So maybe we can incorporate that into another video in the future.
I'm just glad we're not doing lovey-dovey talk today. It feels good.
Well, let me just say this. I feel
good.
like it might turn into that anyway, because every time you say you don't want it to be lovey-dovey, somebody's going to take a lovey-dovey moment from this and post it on Instagram.
You better not.
We're not lovey-dovey, but we're not lovey-dovey. We're like a new age lovey-dovey.
I'm in this weird spot because
It's not 90s R&B.
No,
it's
not.
like Snow Allegra.
What's Snow Allegra?
Oh, we got to cut that out.
What's Snow Allegra?
You know her. You sing all of her songs.
Give me one. Why can't you just tell me one?
Because I don't know names of songs. Do you know names of songs?
Can you sing it for me?
I'm not singing. Come on. I have to prove my point. Spotify?
Yeah, her music's actually fire.
So you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
now.
who you're talking about, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, she not like, Music Soul Child 143, but she's like a new age type of lovey-dovey, like a vibe.
That's what I'd rather be, a vibe than a story.
Yeah, we a vibe.
Yeah.
We're
but
totally
still,
a vibe.
I'm a dude. I don't, like, me and my homies get together, we don't talk about love and relationships.
But your homies don't watch the vlog.
Some of them do.
For real? Mm-hmm. Hey, homies.
I feel like the dudes that watch the sit down talk, like your girl dragged you here, and then you found a point or two you like, and you're like, oh, I'll stick around and listen.
That's the way people usually explain it too. Like people be like, "Oh yeah, my girl made me watch this, but I like your husband." I'm like, thanks.
I don't think I would watch this, like just scrolling through YouTube.
You would not.
No.
You would not. You would watch a clip and you'd be like,
Oh,
okay.
they talk about something next. I just love in
Go back to
relationship
football.
content. Yeah, it doesn't fascinate me. But asking dope questions and people getting deep on issues does. So you got these questions here from the Skin Deep gang.
Yep.
We gonna ask each other these questions?
Stop looking at them.
Oh, I'm touching stuff.
Yeah.
I can look at them.
Nah, you messing stuff up. Stop. You still reading them. Jesus. All right, now you can't see shit.
Okay. I know it say Skin Deep, but it's not though. The questions appear just so regular. Just like an innocent question. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, man, they sink so deep. And there's so
Yeah.
many other stories
Oh
and
yeah, it's intentional. Like it's not just one card
It's a lot
set.
of
They
touch
have
to
like
it.
a relationship that's specific on healing.
oh shit, they got expansion packs.
Yeah, they do. Like they have. It's just I want to know who the writers are. Like I
Yeah.
wonder if they're like psychologists, relationship counselors. Like I'm really interested in knowing like the about me section
Maybe they just-
of them.
Good at asking good ass questions, man.
They have a way of just like getting to your heart, man. Especially when it's like I don't know if you've seen like the parent-child ones.
Oh yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
cry every time. I could watch it on mute and still be crying because I just look at the emotions and
Yeah.
the reactions between the two.
It touches a chord. Like you can answer the question, and as you're explaining the answer, you just start thinking of more shit. You're like, wait a minute, this is a little bit more than I thought it was at the top. I'm ready to get into these questions. What's up?
All right, so we'll just go. You go first, then I'll go. So it's a random generator. I just found a
Oh,
random
that's so
choice
smart.
generator online, and I plugged in about 13
So
questions.
smart.
So we've read all of the questions, or at least have an idea of what the questions are, but we don't know which one's gonna pop up.
All right, so the first question is, what do you think is my greatest accomplishment that I failed to recognize?
How far you've come in the ability and the want to take care of somebody outside of yourself. You've always been a loner in a sense that like you don't like the responsibility of having to worry about somebody else, you know, to think about somebody else. Like you're so used to being by yourself. And I know that was a huge insecurity that you had in the beginning of our relationship. But
What do you
like,
mean insecurity?
like anytime I would get upset with you for like buying yourself food and not coming home with food for me as well. And you'd be like, I'm just not used to having to think about somebody else. And even when it wasn't that big of a deal to me anymore, it still bothered you when you didn't do it. And I feel like, especially with this pregnancy, I've been very mindful of not putting that pressure on you, but it hasn't even been an issue. Like you take really good care of me. You know what I mean? Like I know like you might be insecure like how I like my eggs or what I like for breakfast, but you always make sure I have something. You know what I mean? I don't worry as much about doing things for myself because you have my back in a way that I don't know that you recognize has changed for the better.
Nah, I don't think I always do because, and we talked about this before, like my brain is still stuck in the tough part. Like this is the better part because I learned from the mistakes, but you learn by being like scolded and feeling bad from when you didn't get it right. So to me, it's not like I'm doing a surplus. It's like I'm just trying to make up for back in the day, all those times where I came home and I didn't have food. So in my head, it's like I'm just trying not to get in trouble.
You're trapped in the bad. When was the last time I complained about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you say that to me sometimes too, and I know I do that too when I'm like bracing myself for something that was an issue in the past in our relationship that's not an issue anymore.
Sometimes you need to be reminded.
Yeah, but I think, and the reason why, I'm sure most people wouldn't call it an accomplishment, but for me, it's just overcoming your insecurities is an accomplishment. Because like you accomplish everything. Like this is something that's seemingly small, but it's very difficult for you to get out of your head about.
And my insecurities don't show up as like negative. So, well, I don't know how they show up to you. To me, I don't think they show up like negative self-talk and all of that. Mine show out as avoidance. Like I know for sure that you're very particular about how you cook your eggs. And if I take my time to cook your eggs
and I don't like
and
them,
you don't like them, I'm gonna be mad. So I'd rather just never cook your eggs.
Yeah.
And I know that was an issue in our relationship at first, but now I just be like, hey babe, I'm cooking eggs. drinks. I don't know if you want to cook your own drinks or how do you want them. And if she want them away, I feel like I can't cook. I ain't doing all that. What else would you like? And it's just better.
Sometimes it's better to just ask.
That way you ain't got to guess.
I want to pose the same question for me. What do you think is my greatest accomplishment that I fail to recognize? Because you see me differently than I see myself.
I think your greatest accomplishment that you fail to recognize, it's going to sound weird, but it's your ability to pivot. Because I think you've always prided yourself on an ability to pivot. But what's a nice way of saying you weren't as good as you think you were?
You could just say it.
You weren't as nice with it as you believed yourself to be in the moment. And you prided yourself on your ability to pivot. And I was like, I don't really see it like you do. But just all the changes that have come in life, especially like professional changes and how you stand up for yourself. And sometimes you're like, man, I could have done ABC. I could have done this better. I could have said this better. I could have framed this better. I wonder if I really hit home with what I was trying to express. And I'm here. I hear you going through these things. And I see you being like, look, this is how I want to go about it. Somebody just did something that I feel like was wrong to me. This is how I would like to go about it ideally. But that's not really going to work. So what are the things that I can incorporate that will have them pick up my message the way I need them to? And it's not just you getting it off and telling them about themselves. It's you choosing your words very carefully for an outcome that you know that's going to benefit you in a specific way. And you've done that before, but like professionally, the way you've grown with that, it's been tremendous. And I know that we both got like work anxiety and stuff, but I don't think you give yourself enough credit for how good you are at pivoting. And if that's number one, and 1B would be how good you are at standing up for yourself in a way that's respectful but still firm. That's a tough balance to strike.
I received that.
No,
like,
yes,
and the reason, but no, like for real, the reason why I say that is I had a check-in with my manager at work and she said the same thing.
Oh, word?
Yeah. So it's just like, I definitely fail to recognize that. Like that part of the question is accurate. And it's like hearing it from my manager and then hearing it from like you, it's like, okay, wow. Like, okay, this is something that I can, put on the list of things that I'm proud of. You know what I mean? That's actually working. So I appreciate that for real. I
see the whole timeline. I don't just see, like, your friends hear about it once it blows up and they hear about exactly what that person did and exactly how you feel about it. But I get to see the little stuff that goes on before it erupts. I get to see the incline. I get to see how you thought about it before. I get to see how you deal with it. I get to see how you bounce back from it afterwards. I get to see how you put all the pieces in places to help yourself feel better. So it's like the whole process. You've gotten better with that, man. I think you need to give yourself more credit for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take those flowers.
Take them flowers,
I'm gonna take it. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, man.
I hope the other ones are good too.
We'll see.
Ooh.
All right, how we gonna do this? Because I think these joints gonna be good and me and you gonna want to answer all of them.
Well, that was the whole point.
Oh.
We both answer all, because it's only 13 instead of 20.
Okay, yeah.
What is preventing me from becoming the person I most want to be?
I think what's preventing...
Hold on, I feel like I have to brace myself for this answer. This is deep.
I don't feel like it's going to be that deep to answer. I feel like you have too many options on the table. You are a person that prides yourself on, like, structure. And this is just what I've noticed from being with you all the time and knowing you for all this time. Like, you like structure, and you correlate, like, structure and value. But like when you're a person that correlates structure and value and you in like a space of free flowing, when it's not like this one directed way that you're going, it's just like these bunch of possibilities. Like I can go in this way and be successful, or this way and be successful, or this way and be successful. A lot of people love that because you get to choose one. But for you, it feels like it just makes the situation more shapeless.
It feels like chaos.
It feels like chaos. So more options doesn't make you feel better. And I think there's too many options. You can't grasp one that you love enough to lean into all the way. And what that turns into is kind of like where am I right now? And what am I doing? And where am I going? I don't think you're there, but I think you could head there if one of the options on the table for you for like future success, whether you want to do your lawyer thing or whether you want to just do a stay-at-home mom thing or whether you want to do the social media influencer thing. It could go in any direction for you, but it's too many options and you're not accustomed to that. And I think that that's holding you back.
Okay, can I have a follow-up question?
Yeah.
What do you think I can do? Like, clearly the structure thing, I'm not with it. It's not working. It's not working for me right
You
now.
got too many other people. It's not just you no more, Bob. Like, you got too many other people who have their hands in your life.
Yes.
So your control is donezo.
I know what I want to do, but I don't think, okay, we're about to have a deep moment. I know what I want to do, but I don't feel like outside of you, it would be supported.
That's gonna hit another one of your things. That is a thing. Can we get deep?
Yeah.
I bet. So like, that's like a thing.
Yeah.
You and support. Even in
Yeah.
our relationship, that's a reoccurring issue around support, friendships.
I did not think I'd get emotional about this
Yeah.
question. Okay.
But I love you.
I know.
And I do want what's best for you. But like, Noemie, there's two things I know about you. One, you a tough ass breezy. And two, nobody can tell you shit.
Yeah.
Like, you have to figure things out on your own. The good thing for you is you're the type of person who doesn't need to bump their head too hard before they learn the lesson. And you're really good at what you're really good at. You just so happen to be good at a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So it's the support, that's a you thing.
Yeah.
You going,
I just don't want to disappoint people, man. I just feel like I think that people think they know what I want to do, but only you and I know what I really want to do. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of people.
You more complex than you come off as.
Yeah.
You come off as this really simple girl. You're not.
I feel like I'm so simple.
No, baby. I married that ass. And put 2 babies in it. Like, no. You're a very complex person, and you're becoming more complex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You took it there. How you feel? How you feel?
I feel good.
Temperature check.
I feel no. I feel good. I just didn't expect to get emotional about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not typically that kind of emotional person. Like, I wouldn't read a question and like
But you'll ugly cry at a real emotional TikTok. Though.
I would. That was a great question because I feel better about my decisions and the things that I want to do because it really is you and me. You know what I mean? It really is. I think you're right. Everything that you say, you're right. The support thing is it's not even a thing. Like,
yeah, when you have specific expectations and they're around the things that you like legitimately need emotionally, it's tough for people to give you exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Unless they know you really well.
Yeah, I know.
And that's tough because all your closest friendships now are coming like in your later adult years, which I'm sure is true for a lot of y'all out there who are in y'all 30s.
You want me to answer that for you?
Oh, shit. No. What you mean?
But I will.
Of course.
I don't know if I'm saying this right. Survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse?
Yeah, survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt. And I think it's like, I think that everyone in your life, you included, knew that you would be someone important, someone who can inspire the masses. Like, who you're kind of shaping up to be at this point. I think the hard part is marrying or finding a connection between like how you grew up and who you grew up with and this new kind of place and person that you're becoming now. And like, I think you're struggling with that. I think it's better. You know what I mean? But I think that that's something that is a hindrance for you. And I think that has prevented you from really being able to open yourself to spaces where there are different kinds of people who have different experiences, who may not understand where you come from or may not even know how to come at you the right way. You know what I mean? Like, there's a discomfort and an unfamiliarity there that I think anybody would struggle with, you know what I mean? And I think you find comfort in the things that are easy, you know what I mean? And then like opening yourself up and like really pushing yourself in this way because like you're so charismatic, you can come into a room and you can impress anybody, but pushing yourself as a business owner, as the head of the family, as somebody who is actually using their voice to inspire millions, it's like legit, like people know who you are when you walk down the street now, you know what I mean? And having to be careful and have the foresight about who you are, what you say, and how you present yourself, I think that's a little scary, You know what I mean? But I truly believe that because you've become this big person based on who you are at your core, like, you can't fuck that up, and you won't fuck that up.
Nah, I can't fumble that.
Nah, but I just think, like, as long as you show up as you, I think you're gonna be fine.
I'm starting to feel that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel that. How do you think I overcome that survivor's guilt? Because I agree with you, but how do you think I overcome that?
You've done a lot better in the sense that, like, you have like kind of like a tribe. Like, you have your homies, and you have like your like fundamental life tribe, and now you have people and men in particular that did come from the same place that you came from and are leaps and bounds ahead of where you are now, that can give you that insight and give you that advice. I think you're going to realize that there are a lot more people that can connect with where you came from than you knew.
Yeah.
And I think by opening yourself up to those conversations, it's like, oh, okay, it's not what I thought it was. You know what I mean?
Want to know something funny? The ability to connect with me from where I'm from is starting to become less and less important the older I get and the further I move along.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I agree.
Whew.
Look at you.
These are deep.
Yeah. You okay? The baby okay?
Yeah, baby's fine.
Okay. Next question.
You got that.
What in our relationship are you most grateful for? See, I be trying to avoid these types. What are you most grateful for?
I have
You
an answer.
are the wind beneath my wings.
It's going to sound similar to that. You want me to answer it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel seen.
I'm sorry. It just sounds like
I
sounds
feel like
I'm in a mommy support group.
I do, but I feel seen. I feel understood. Like, I've just been in relationships where I feel like people have certain opinions of me because of the way that I show up. Like, they just think that I'm a certain
People
type
like
of
the
chick.
person you're dating,
Yeah,
or
like
the
the person
them?
that I'm dating. Like, they'll be like, oh, so she's like I've gotten like the trophy wife. I've gotten like the girl that just wants to be in a relationship all the time.
Oh,
you know
man.
what I mean? Like the girl who probably
Who is
dreamt
she?
about getting married her whole life. Like, I just
So wait a minute, because I'm guilty of giving you the girl that jumped to get married her whole life. I think that's actually true. What are you saying right now?
I've always wanted to be in a relationship that made sense, but I never wanted to be married for the sake of being married.
I see.
You see what I mean? Like, I really wanted to have a relationship with somebody that was like legit my friend. And like every guy
Like
that
even
I
as
dated,
a kid, like that's what when little girls were dreaming about whimsical
let
weddings.
me explain why. Before my parents got divorced, that's what they were. Like, that's what I grew up seeing. I grew up seeing my parents as like homies. Like they used to go out and be like, sis, you can figure out what you're gonna do, but we're gonna have fun. You know what I mean?
All right, so what in our relationship are you most grateful for?
I just answered that. So
Is the question
so what are you?
that
Kier
I
Noémie.
have to answer now.
If you don't want to answer this question,
Hey,
you
yo,
can
look
skip
how they
it.
spell random. Like, what website
okay,
is this?
Kier.
What's going on here,
Your brain.
man? All right.
It's your brain.
What in our relationship am I most grateful
You can
for?
pass.
Yeah, man, the lovey-dovey content. You know what do you think I'm most grateful for?
I don't know. This your question. I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh, the shmoo love stuff. All right, let me think. I'm most grateful
I'm sorry.
for having a partner who legitimately gets joy out of supporting me.
Yeah.
Because I don't always enjoy the ways that I have to support, but I enjoy the fact that I'm supporting somebody I love.
That's not where I saw it going.
You just be like, hey, like I love supporting you. Like I want to be there because I love to be there.
Yeah.
You know, man, some people be asking me to do stuff and I'm like, all right. But like you genuinely get like a thrill out of being there for people.
I feel like
and
people
being
like
that
being
friend.
there for people. You the only person that I know that has that take on like support.
No, just people be lying to you. And people be fake, like, I'm gonna be there for you.
You're like, please don't ask me.
Yeah. It's like when you calling somebody you really don't want to talk, like, God, please don't have them answer the phone. Yeah, we all been there.
I'll do the next question. Or at least I'll read it. Or do you want to read it?
I'll read it. Why?
Don't read this part.
Okay. Why?
Because I know you.
Yeah, I'll read the shit out of that joint. It says, why am I different
That's
from...
not what it says.
It says...
Hold on.
Public school education. Oh, all right. Am I different from what you imagined I would be like when we first met?
Yes.
Yeah, but no. This is
You want to
where
go first?
Nah, you go first. I need some inspiration.
You're totally different than what I imagined in certain ways.
Shocker. Go ahead. What you thought?
Why you gotta be a jerk?
Because this whole narrative of it was the whole walking around
It's
DC
not even
with a shirt off.
It's not even like the whole thing. I just when I first met you, and it's not even a relationship thing. It's just like a you thing. When I first met you, I thought that you were like pretty ambitious, kind of. But I felt like, I don't know, like I just felt like when you would talk to me about like the rap thing, like I felt like it was like a dream deferred. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like that's what you wanted to be, and since you couldn't be there, you know, like the people thing was just something that you were good at, and you're like, you know, like whatever. And it's just like it turned into like an actual business that you're passionate about now. You weren't always like this before. Like whenever I would ask you to go speak at things, you're like, oh God, I gotta go talk to these people. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
I still be like that sometimes.
I don't think you saw that it could be a career back then.
Nah.
I figured that you saw that it was something that you were good at, that you would possibly use to get you to the next level, whatever that was. Like you didn't even have an idea of what the next level was. You know, like I think you were somebody that was just very good at working rooms and finding situations, finding jobs. You know what I mean? Like even when we first met, I didn't know that you would be a therapist. I just knew that you liked helping people. That's where that was like the ceiling of the conversation at the time. And then even like with school, like I did not think you would go back to grad school.
I didn't think I'd go back to grad school. At the undergrad, it took me like 8 years to get out. I had to go part-time. Like it was crazy. I thought you'd be in like business
or something. Like I didn't think that you would end up being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, me neither.
It makes sense now, you know what I mean? But then I was just like, how the hell did that happen? How did you go from that to being a therapist to now being like a mental health, like social media influencer? Like it's, I feel like I've been with like 3 different men in the past. How long has it been? 7 years now? Like
something like that.
Yeah.
Lived a lot of lives in all that time. It wasn't even on some
relationships tip. It was just like who you are and like where you saw your life actually going and like what you were doing to put yourself there versus like who you are now. Totally different.
Are you different from what I imagined you'd be like when I first met you? Not that much. I couldn't guess the bigness, but like if I was to just break you down to your most stereotypical qualities, like yeah.
What are my stereotypical qualities?
I read you like everybody read you when they first met you. I thought that you were a little high class for me. The only thing that's different is I thought that when I first met you that you were like one of those people who love business, being in business and making business transactions and always being in meetings and talking to people and networking. I'm good
at it, but I don't like
it. You don't like it. I was wrong on that. I think that was a huge swing and a miss.
Leave me alone.
The bougie thing, I realize now that you've turned me bougie. Noemie. We don't have to do that. On this,
you've always been a food
I have
snob.
An affinity for nicer things. I just needed a person who, like Noemie, if you're trying to have a good time, Noemie's like, yeah, just spend that, man. It's okay. No, enjoy yourself.
I mean,
like, I don't want to spend that. She's like, no. Shh. She'll put her finger on your lip.
Enjoy your life, man.
Spend that.
Enjoy it.
So, like, I was like, I'm not gonna get the lobster tail. She was like, no, what you mean? We had a restaurant.
Like, you can eat chicken at home.
You eat chicken at home. Order the lobster. And after a while of trying things like that, you develop a palate. So I had an affinity. I just didn't have the heart to jump.
The heart.
You gave me the heart to jump. And now I'm jumping.
Okay, whatever. But you're not mad at that.
I wouldn't. Nah, I ain't that mad at that. My bank account is, but me personally, not so much. But I wouldn't have been able to guess the background that you came from. And I wouldn't be able to guess. You're one of the first women I ever met who really, you got yours out the mud. Like everything you have, you work for it hard. Hard, and you have no dependency on me for shit.
I'm bougie for a reason.
Yeah, like
I work hard for my shit.
I like that though. I like you to not need me for nothing and me to just be an addition and not something you're relying on for your sustenance. That is the biggest turn on to me of all time. So yeah, that part I wouldn't have been able to guess. But yeah.
Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna ask you this question. What's a question you wish people would ask you more often?
I'll go professional on this one. I wish people would ask me to collaborate more often. It be these social media influencers. Oh, you like, hey, bro, let's collaborate.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I'll be like, man, that person got too many followers.
Yeah, it's also a
They ain't
weird
gonna
question
wanna
to
collab
ask.
with
Yeah.
me. Yeah, because that space is weird because all of us came into it in a different way. Some people are famous already. Some people were absolutely like nobodies to the public eye and rose to stardom. So sometimes I'm a little bit like, nah, that person never gonna say what's up. But I've never really reached out to somebody not reach back. So that's a silly mental hurdle that I need to jump. As ironic as that is, the fact that I do that and I hate that. Thanks, sit down talk. I didn't realize that I did that until I just said it. See, didn't I just say that in the beginning?
Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of like social media influencers can relate with you about that.
Yeah.
Because it is weird. It's just like, hey, I'm kind of doing this thing and you're kind of doing a thing. Like, let's see if we can find a way to do it together.
Let's
like,
collaborate.
it's kind of like when you're at school and you're just like, hi, do you want to play with me? And they're like, oh, I guess.
Yeah, it's
You know?
it's the same thing as asking somebody out. I guess it's that fear of rejection.
Ah, that's
yeah,
true.
it's looming.
Yeah.
Because now it's like somebody you admire rejecting you. It's like, oh, I can never show my face there again.
So influencers or, people on Instagram and YouTube, if you would like to collaborate, let us know.
Yeah,
and
man,
now we're
let's
going to have a whole bunch of
collaborate.
emails in our inbox.
Yeah, nah, all right. Listen, that's not for everybody.
Are there prerequisites for this request?
Yeah, man, you got to be doing what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like, hey, I sell jewelry, let's collaborate. Like,
Right.
nah, man.
Mental health primarily, right?
Yeah. Mental health, family, self-growth,
Y'all know.
parenthood, all that stuff.
Take
Let's
a
collaborate.
look at the Instagram page, and if y'all align, hit us up.
If it aligns, what's a question you wish people would ask you more often? Let me do that again.
Okay.
What's a question that you wish people would ask you more often?
What do you want, Noemie? I think people are very vocal about telling me the things that I should, especially with like social media, like, oh, you could be doing this more, or you could, I think it got bright. I think the sun came out.
Thanks.
Is there anything we can do about that or no?
Yeah, I'm just turn the ISO down a little bit.
I think that's good.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, continue.
I think, what did I just say?
What do you want
Yeah.
to do? People got a lot of
Yeah.
opinions.
What do you want to do, Noemie? Like, I think people have a lot of, not so much opinions, but like suggestions about what I should be doing law-wise, social media-wise. Like, and I don't think people ask enough, like, what is it that I want to do? And I think people would be surprised by the answer. And I also think that people, how do I say this and not be judgy? How did I say it before? Remember I said it on
Give
the
it to
couch?
me best way you can.
Like with social media, I think there's an assumption that, we want to be like this social media family, and I don't think people realize like it's really hard. Like even with one person doing sponsored ads and interviews and public speaking engagements and televisions, like it's a lot of work.
lot, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It doesn't
and
look like it is from the outside, though.
And it's like, just because I can do this as a career doesn't necessarily mean I want to do it as a career, because honestly, like family is my main priority. Like, you know what I mean? And not even to throw numbers there, but like we're good financially with what we're doing now. We're more than good.
Tell them, sis,
You
don't
know?
watch my pockets.
I mean, we're more than good. And I just feel like we're also, we also have like a mental health based platform.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I want to make sure like mentally I'm good, that my family's good, that we're happy. And it's just like, I think this might also be like this ambitious like lawyer mindset, like just because you can do it all, you should do it all. I'm not that person. Like I like to chill. I like to relax. I like to not have work anxiety. And like, this is just one of those industries that I think appears to look easier on the outside than it is, you know what I mean, when you're actually
I think
in
that's
it.
everything.
You know?
You watch a basketball game, LeBron James make it look easy to
Right.
sprint
You're like,
down
I
the
could
court
do that.
and dunk it.
I'm
Like,
nah.
who can't do that? And then you get on the court and realize that you
Exactly.
can only jump this high off the ground.
Exactly.
And the ground right here.
Yeah.
You can't jump.
Yeah, so I definitely wish people just asked me, like, what am I into? What do I want to do?
What do you want to do?
I honestly, right now, I really want to enjoy this pregnancy.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this pregnancy, and I want to enjoy this position that we're in our relationship, in our life. This is the least stressed I've been. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Oh,
just,
that ain't what I thought you was going to say.
What do you think
I thought you were about to say, this is the least stress we're going to be in a long time.
Well, but this is, I mean, I know you're stressed because you have a lot more responsibility for you. But as far as like, I feel like as a family, it's not like we're both coming home unhappy about how the day went at work. You know what I mean? We're not home, you know, completely exhausted. Like, yeah, we're tired, but I have the option to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take this day off, or I'm gonna slow down on this particular aspect of my life so that I can focus more on Emery, or I can focus more on Kier. Like, I didn't have that option before, and I really like having that option, and I like having that flexibility. So it's just like, if I'm doing something or not doing something, I promise you it's for a reason. But also don't sleep on me, because it might be completely different 6 months from now. So it's just kind of like, give me an opportunity to kind of give me an opportunity to do, because I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not leaving money on the table. Somebody said that to us before. Like, we're leaving
money on the table.
We're not. Trust me, we're not. It's just anybody could put their life up on social media and create this brand, but how many of those people are actually happy? And that's important to me.
It's one thing. It's multifolded. Like, I can imagine somebody listening to that being like, but you're on social media, because people get success and notoriety confused.
Oh yeah.
Everybody who you see who has 1 million followers, they're not making great money. It doesn't work like that. That's people looking at your content. That doesn't have anything to do with how much money goes in your pockets, unless you're monetizing on YouTube. And then you got to remember that this is a job, and you got to have a life outside of the job. And the more time you do social media, which is almost all the time, the less time you have outside.
Yes.
So if you have a family, like, social media is hard on marriages.
Yeah,
it's really tough on relationships.
Biggest fear,
yeah. It just so happens to help us out a little bit, because marriage is baked into the content that we do, and the way we share with you all, like, we're honest and vulnerable, but we're smart enough to know that there's a part of your marriage that you keep in your pocket.
Absolutely.
Didn't Beyonce say something like that one time?
Yep.
We all feel like that. We talk about Beyonce every episode, but like,
we love her.
you gotta keep something to yourself.
Right. Everybody thinks they know Beyonce, but you actually don't.
That's the best way to be.
You don't know anything.
Give people 100% of 10%.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people think they know a lot about our relationship, but y'all don't.
Yeah.
Y'all really don't.
Yeah, and that's the way I like to keep it.
Yeah. Want to move on?
Yeah, let's move to a new joint.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You can ask me that one.
Okay. What's the best advice that I ever gave you?
Yeah, give me a second to think, because it's a lot of them. I'm trying to pull one down. Go ahead.
It's funny because it's kind of in line with this. Stop asking for everybody's opinion. Like, you've thought it through, just do it. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like, I'll have the way that my mind works, the way that decision making in Noemie 101 works is I make a decision, I research the hell out of it, you know, I know exactly what I want to do. Then I start talking to people, and they'll be like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that shit. And then they'll be like, well, why don't you do this instead? I'm like, all right, let me try to figure that out. And then I end up going back. It ends up not working, and I end up going back to my original decision.
Every time.
Because, like, you just told me, like, to trust my decisions more.
That's crazy. I actually got a follow up on that.
Okay.
I think those people's opinions are helpful, though. because as long as it doesn't sway what you believe to be best.
It always does, though.
I think it does on a surface level, but ultimately, like, I think nobody can tell you shit.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
I think that you when you focus on something, like, you give it a little credence and you'll examine it. You'll give it enough credence to examine it enough to know that ain't gonna work for you.
I don't fully commit, but I do like entertain it for a bit.
Yeah.
And I go back to doing what I want to do. Even though I do what I want to do, I tend to be a little insecure in my decisions when I feel like the support thing. Like, I don't feel like everybody's on board with it.
Man, I feel like emotional privilege, man. I still don't feel comfortable saying that I'm insecure about something. I'm so jealous of women. Like, y'all could just be like, I'm insecure. And then it's like, oh, come here. Like, it's like a community waiting with open arms. You're a dude and you insecure. You're like, oh, why?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. And then you tell a woman you're insecure, she might be like, oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not an emotional space to do that. The best, I don't know about advice. I can't pick out a single piece of advice. It's just been a lot, especially like with business. I think I ask you something every day. It's impossible to just pick something.
Yeah.
But I might have said this here before. The best thing you've modeled for me, and this goes back to what I said earlier, is how to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
I think the way that I learned to stand up for myself throughout time is it could be too aggressive. And you want to prove your point, but you don't want to scare the shit out of people. Or you don't. And now I'm moving, which is in corporate America. I had to figure that out. But now I work for myself, and I come across all these different personalities who are bosses, like, in their own right. And sometimes people don't know how to talk to you. And
you got to teach people.
You have to teach people how to talk to you and how to approach you based on your reaction to how they do it the first time. But you can't go too hard because you own a business, and you can't be so soft that you're not firm enough to get your message through. And you kind of taught me that corporate talk, talk. That's still what I want to say, how I want to get it across, but it's not going to come across like, hey, I really want to slap the fire out of you.
Even though that's
which
exactly
is how I feel. It's how I feel.
Yeah.
So
there's a way you can get that across without saying it. You know
wish
what
I would have learned that as a kid, man. It would have helped me out so much instead of learning that in my 30s.
But I think the majority of people don't learn it until they enter corporate America. I
Corporate
didn't know how to do
America's
that
an
as a kid. I was a
amazing
punk
teacher.
as a kid. You crazy? I was a punk as much of a punk as I can be, as much of a punk as Rose's daughter can be. But like, I wasn't like this. Like, I either was too soft or too hard the majority of my life. I feel like I didn't really start to get that way until law school.
It's the culture of law school. Probably.
You gotta be, like, you go kill or be killed. Like, that's literally the culture of law school. So you just gotta learn to maneuver, but then also, like, the way professors talk to you in law school is crazy. So you gotta learn sometimes to throw shit off your back.
I think
and
the way
sometimes
professors,
you gotta push.
Professors anywhere after your baccalaureate degree, they talk to you crazy sometimes. Like, bro, I get you a supreme academic, but outside of these walls, like, you're a person like me. Humble thyself. That's why your book ain't selling.
Not only that, that's why your book not selling, and it's a required reading for our course.
Your professor had you do that? Like, bro, your book is terrible. The book be terrible.
I feel like everybody that I went to law school with knows exacally what professor
I feel like everybody I went to grad school with know what professor I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Like, I went back and researched now that I'm an expert, and the book's not that good, bro. So it's cruel, but it's true.
I feel like that's a grad school joke.
Yeah, you gotta be there and face the torture to get that one.
Listen.
What was I talking about?
I don't know.
That's about right.
Best advice. Just learning how to
stand up.
Yeah, we were talking about law school culture.
When I went to corporate America for the first time, like, she had already been there. So people were saying, I hate passive aggressive people. You piss me off. I don't like that. I don't like that. The only place I can tolerate passive aggressive people is in my counseling sessions.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't matter. But like, passive aggressiveness pisses me off. And then I got to corporate America, and that was all that I was dealing with. And she was like, look,
Like you can't smack them.
This is how you write the email.
Yes.
This is how you cover your tracks. This is how you
Yes.
say everything you need to say to get your point across. And once you get in that culture, you start willing to deal in the corporate America, or you good everywhere.
A paper trail is your best friend.
CYA, cover your arse. Or your ass.
I feel like that's something I'm going to miss about corporate America, because that's not really a thing in the social media world.
No, it's lawless. Like, you do what you want to do. You know what I'll miss about corporate America?
What?
Absolutely nothing. Next question.
All right. Do you want to do this question?
Sure do.
Okay.
If for some reason I lost my memory, Noemie, what is the first thing that you would tell me about us?
If you lost your memory, I'd be like, that thing was thinking. That thing
And I'll be
was
like,
thinking.
yeah.
Like, let me remind you real quick.
Throw that thing on me one good time. It's going to all come back. I'm going to be like, that's so Raven.
Okay, what's funny is like that actually was my first thought. Like, and not even on some like lovey-dovey stuff, but it's just like the sexual energy and just like the fun. And like, I would remind you of like what it was like when we first met. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm just going to take you on all of the first dates that we went on. Like,
just let me smell that first apartment that you used to live in.
I would take you to the hookah lounge at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh man, good times.
I will pick you. Everything was in the middle of the night. I'll pick you up at 1 a.m. and play like Blackstreet, blast it, and I'll be dancing in the streets
with the radio over your head.
No, like legit. But remember our jam sessions in the car, our R&B jam sessions. Like I would pop a shit ton of popcorn everywhere so that the whole house smelled like popcorn.
That's what
and watch
your
Netflix.
Apartment smelled like
popcorn.
Hair and popcorn.
Yep, I'll pour you a glass of red wine, popcorn, and we'll just binge watch it on Netflix. Even now, like those are the things that remind me of our relationship.
That apartment, we used to get it in that joint.
You gotta be. What you mean get it in?
You know what I mean, get it in.
I'm just saying we had.
Your landlord tried to act like I was taking showers there and wasting all the water. Like, ma'am, I was not taking
thought
showers.
That he was homeless and living with me downstairs. Like he don't even be here like that. I wonder if she like can
I
see
can't
you
stand
now.
that lady. I hope she knows I don't like her. If you see in my face, I don't like you, miss.
Stop, baby. She probably actually does watch this. Stop it.
I don't care for you.
But
you mischaracterized me. Okay,
stop.
Yeah, okay,
If you
stop.
lost your memory, I would just tell you that like we have and continue to have so much fun together in the simplest moments. It's not like the grandiose things that, you know what I mean, that gave us that spark. It was just the regular.
It'd be the little stuff, man.
It's the little stuff. So that's what I would do. I would just take you on all of them dates. And if you don't like it, then you just a totally different person. I can't help you.
What if I still don't remember at the end and I look you right in your face and I'll be like,
I don't think you, even if you don't
what is all
remember,
this?
I don't think you, even if you wouldn't remember, like at your core, those are the things that you love. So I think you would just fall in love with me all over again.
Oh my goodness, that's movie-esque. That's a Lifetime movie right there.
I'm pretty sure that is a movie.
That's a Lifetime movie right there.
Isn't that The Notebook? You have never seen
I'm never watching The Notebook. We will do this every vlog episode. This like got to be the 8th vlog episode. Y'all better not come for me in the comments. So we can't watch The Notebook. No, you watch The Notebook.
They did, and they loved it.
Well, good for them.
You answer this question.
All right. If for some reason you lost your memory, what is the first thing I tell you about us? Am I cheating if it's not a thing I'll say, but a thing I'll do?
No, I think that's fine.
I will put together a compilation video that's 2 minutes long.
2 minutes.
2 minutes long to Raphael Sadiq's Still Ray and just show 3-second clips.
Them song is only 2 minutes long anyway.
Exactly. From 2-second clips, a mix of videos and pictures from the year after we met until right before you lost your memory.
Oh, man.
Some of those are just going to come because there's so many different lives.
Y'all, if you saw The Notebook, he just explained it.
Oh, that's what The Notebook is? Still not watching.
The lady lost her memory, and her husband basically told her stories.
Put it in a notebook.
Well, yeah, he ended up making a book about it, but he would sit and talk to her about those memories, and then right before she died, she remembered.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they ended up dying together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's like, at first she was like, who is this man? Like, why are you here? And she would forget all the time. So he'd just come back and tell her about the memories and stuff like that.
You know that play on my insecurities, man, because I admitted an insecurity, but I think I'm gonna lose my mind. I got this fear like one day I'm gonna just lose all my memory. And every time I lose my keys, I'm like, there you go, babe. That's it. It's like, no, you just don't pay attention to where you put shit. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at my insecurities.
I'm not laughing.
I'm being vulnerable.
Baby.
I'm being vulnerable.
It's okay, baby. I'm here for you.
I don't like I don't know what that face is. Like, are you joking? Are you being for real?
I'm being for
See,
real.
now you're trying to be serious. You're trying to have a serious face. It's making me dubious. Look at me. Look at me.
Baby.
Look at me.
No,
Look at me.
like you
Look
just
at me.
ruined the moment.
Okay, you was for real.
Answer
My
the
bad.
question. You're not sorry.
In the back of your mind, Noemie, are you afraid that I will walk away one day?
Yeah.
I know
am.
that though.
Yeah, I'm afraid that one day you're just gonna be like, you're boring.
Really?
I don't need this.
I think the better question.
I don't need to deal with you. I don't need all of this. I'm out.
I think the better question is, why would I walk away? Like, what would be my motivator?
Granted, I think you would be an idiot to do it. But I think one day you're just gonna be sick of me, sick of our daughters, and you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't have to deal with this.
Sick of our daughters.
Yeah, like especially now that we have 2 girls. Oh my God, you're gonna be so sick of us.
I'm already sick of you and E, man.
But I don't even be doing nothing.
It's just
you're sick of me
your
because I
face.
look like your daughter.
Yeah, I got the same face, and her face pisses me off, so your face pisses me off by default.
I mean, like for real,
Residual pissness.
For real. I mean, that was definitely a fear early on in our relationship. It's there, but it's not as strong. Cause I feel like our relationship is so much stronger. Like I feel like you would walk away for something stupid. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I would do anything. You know what I mean? Like my fear
Something
was that,
stupid, like if you cheated or something?
No, like something stupid, like you think you don't want to do this anymore.
Just like exhaustion of the whole thing. Okay.
Exhaustion of marriage, relationship, sacrificing. You know what I mean? Like you'll literally be like, I don't have to do this to be a good father. I don't have to do this to be a good person. And I'm not happy, so I'm out.
Out of curiosity, like what, if you were to say, if it was a percentage, 100% means in your mind you're certain that is a high possibility one day, and 1% means that it's a fear, like in the tiniest voice in the back of your mind, but not really. Where do you fall on that scale?
Like 5 to 10%.
Okay,
like
it's good. Where were you when we first met?
100.
Sheesh, no.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I feel like you also like whenever like you would get upset and like ghost or like whatever, like I didn't think you were ever gonna come back. Like I just thought you were, when you said you were done, you were done.
Hold on, can you fix ghost? Because people won't think I
not
walked
ghost.
out on my family.
No, this was like when we were dating. You know what I mean? Like you would have moments you'd be like, I don't got to deal with this, and you would go, and then you'll come back like a week or two later.
You're wilding, like you know that I don't have to deal with that
and
shit.
You said that you would that would actually come out of your mouth. So like, yeah. But then we got, you know what I mean? Like it never lasted.
Yeah, it never lasts. I just stabbed myself in the lip with the damn mic thing.
See,
that's the ghost of relationship past coming back to beat my ass.
You was about to say some BS.
I was about to drop some gems on y'all.
No, but like, yeah. So like, that's why it was in the back of my mind, because that was, you know, something that happened. Not often, but that's something that happened a couple of times in the beginning of our relationship. So like the longer we were together and the more secure our relationship became, the percentage went down. But like I'd be lying to say that I never thought you'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
F this.
Yeah.
I don't got to deal with this.
I can see why. I can see why you would think that. That is how I carry everything else in life, man. I just can't do that with
like
y'all.
I'm done.
I can't quit y'all.
What about you? You for real thought I would walk away?
I don't think that you'll walk away, but I've been single long enough to know what happens to like women in their early and mid 40s, especially.
What does that have to do with you being single? You mess with women and they cougar alert.
Okay, first
I don't know that. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Talking about me being guarded. You never told me that.
I have. I just don't see it sticking on your radar.
You probably said some lady, but you didn't say she was 40.
Yeah, I think I've gone about that high before,
Yeah,
maybe a little
that's
higher.
something I would remember.
Yeah. But
How
like,
old were you?
young
Because I've
man.
been with you in your 30s, so I know you wasn't 30.
Nah, younger, in my 20s.
Wow.
Definitely, yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Like, what did y'all have? You have like.
Baby, this is the
I'm
difference
sorry,
between you dating.
yeah.
Nah, let's do it. This is the difference between you dating and me dating. I don't need to have shit in common with you.
Okay, but you just said dating.
Because
Was
what
it
I'm gonna say,
dating?
you know me, you know what dating means.
Okay. I just needed to clarify what you meant by dating.
Are we clarified?
Yes.
All right, cool. We on the same page? My girl. So like I know that women in their 40s and 50s sometimes, especially if they like been married for a long time, it's like this renaissance that happens sometimes. And sometimes they get bored with the dude they're with. I don't care how incredible he is. And I've seen that play out, man. I've seen that play out so many different times. And I don't have like any type, I don't have no muscle in like that insecurity game. Like I'm not insecure about that part of a relationship. I ain't never been cheated on. Like I ain't never been broken up. Like I just don't know what any of that stuff look like. So I don't even know to worry about that. And plus I'm like supremely confident in the fact like, I guess everybody whoever got cheated on was confident in the fact that they wouldn't get cheated on
Until they got cheated on.
Yeah, I'm too dumb to know. I'm too dumb to know that I'm supposed to suck. But like, yeah, so I don't think that would happen, and I think I'm cognizant enough to know like if you are drifting to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do feel like you're bored with a relationship, but I think you're going to change the type of person you are when you're done raising kids. And the goal is to make sure that whatever person you are at the end of that is aligned with the person I am at the end of that.
Yeah.
That's how people be like married for like 20 years. Their kids grown, then they divorce. Because at the end, the person you grown into is so vastly different from the person you're with. I don't know how to make that happen. I think we'll figure it out along the way. But I think that's going to be a trouble spot.
This was good, but it's time to go.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
We love y'all for
for
real.
tuning in. Make sure you hit the notification button so that you can know all of our posts as soon as they post. And also make sure you hit that subscribe so that you can be a part of this family for real. Like real talk, there's a lot of y'all that watch videos that don't hit subscribe. I do it too on YouTube. Listen, I just follow like 8 people who I've been watching for 3 years and never subscribe. If I can do that, then you can do it, man. Come on, man. Put your little joint on the joint. Make it happen. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. We're gonna catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Deuces. Oh damn, no,
Sorry.
that wasn't a good one. All right, ready? Bye. You think that won't work?
No.
Let's do another one just in case.
I'll just say bye and you snap.
Okay. Yeah, because the double snap been throwing me off at the end of the joints this hard a time. All right, y'all.